Tonight is going to be crazy. I have a very special guest. It's crazy, man. This person is they I don't even know if we realize who this person is. I don't even know if they realize who they are.
Oh my.
They don't know. Y'all, I have, because we're not doing Christian podcast. This is social podcasting.
Yes,
We're talking about a lot of stuff, right? So I'm not gonna call you by your church title.
Pastor.
Y'all show your love, man. Kristal, say some more, Israel.
Pastor.
The owner, CEO of the infamous Hood and Holy. Man, listen, welcome to the show.
I am happy to be. I made it to Bandwidth.
That's right. You made it. Listen, that's what I'm talking about. That's how it's supposed to go. Listen,
I made it to Bandwidth.
They won't listen. They're not gonna support it until it blows up. But it's gonna blow up.
Yeah, it's gonna blow up.
Enough about me, man. I'm. Have you ever been interviewed about you?
No, sir. Never.
Have you ever been interviewed about Hood and Holy?
No, I don't think I have. Have I? I don't think I have. No, never.
First of all, I want to say this, man, and I'm being very, very serious. You got to put the mic up.
Pastor, wait.
Yeah, you ain't never been interviewed. You have never been interviewed. Hey, y'all, she got the microphone like this.
What?
I was trying. You got to
wait. I'm trying to fix it the right way.
You got to put the mic up.
Okay. It's not really.
No. Yeah, there you go. Now you
praise God.
Yeah, you haven't been interviewed.
I've never been. Clearly.
So today is exposure for you. Yeah. Man,
I'm embarrassed.
You should be.
Okay, sorry.
Yo, so listen. We're gonna have some fun.
Yes, sir.
But I really want to. First of all, what do you think about my set?
This is amazing, Pastor. You have invested. This is a podcast.
See,
it's amazing. It is like lights, camera, action in here.
So it's based upon your exposure. It's the real deal here.
This is the real deal. Everything, every piece of equipment that you have, this is the real deal. This is what you do when you're about to blow up from a podcast. This is what you need. This is the equipment that you need right here. It's amazing.
What have you heard about podcasts? Like, what's your thoughts about podcasting now?
In the next 5 or 6 years, people who are podcasting right now will be millionaires. It's a real, people are blowing up off of podcasts.
Yeah. So one of the things that I'm researching and finding out is that podcasting will be, just like Instagram. You will see everybody will be doing a podcast, but the people who are doing it now are literally ahead of the wave, and we have the advantage.
Yes.
And what's so crazy is, we've been doing it for 2 years.
Yes.
I'm just branding them now, right?
Yes, sir.
So you approve this,
Pastor.
And the reason I'm saying it because it's a segue into a specific question. Okay. First of all, here's a segue. We got to talk about radio.
Yes, sir. Oh.
That's why I'm asking you about, do you approve it? Because we got to talk about radio. But before we get into that, I want to ask you this question. You own Hood and Holy. Mm-hmm. You created this. Mm-hmm. But I want to talk about entrepreneurship, and I want to kind of mix it and merge it into ministry.
Okay.
All right. So let's do some history before we get into the meat and potatoes.
Okay.
Who in your family is an entrepreneur, or are you the first one?
God, no, I'm not the first one. So on my mom's side, I may be one of like 5, maybe. But on my dad's side, I can count on one hand how many people have 9 to 5s.
What?
Yeah. Everybody is an entrepreneur on my dad's side. My dad is an entrepreneur, of course, but I can count on one hand. I would say maybe 5 people. Everybody is an entrepreneur. Everybody is an entrepreneur. Real estate, nail salons, clothing brands, life coaches. I mean,
your family.
My family on my dad's side, everybody is an entrepreneur. Everybody.
So it got to be in you, not on you.
Gotta be in you. It gotta be in you, not on
it's
you.
In
Every single person, even the people with jobs, have side businesses that they.
So
they
you
do.
so you come from this.
Yes, sir. I do. Couldn't beat it.
You couldn't get away from it.
I tried. Yes, sir.
So what? Now you recently graduated with your master's degree.
Yes, sir.
So you have a bachelor's in what?
Mass communications.
Mass communications. Now, what was your intention with a mass communications degree?
Well, I went to school. Well, first of all, I knew I wanted to do some type of like entertainment. And when I went to school for mass comm. But when I went, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to do like television or what. But when I started to take my classes, radio was like, I said, this is what I'm going to do. And I had a teacher who was like phenomenal. But a professor, she was phenomenal. But when I found radio, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And even my professors would tell me like, no, you need to do news, like you can do television. But I was like, nah, I'm going to be on the radio. And like Albany State isn't. If you talk about entertainment, that's not a school that you would go to for entertainment. So the odds were against me. Like I graduated, of course. Great job, but when you go to the real world, most people are like, they don't care about the degree in that area.
And entertainment,
they don't care.
This is not medical school or being a lawyer. It has something to do with what? Your
talent. That's it. And who you know, talent and who you know. So I graduated because on my mom's side, I was the first to get a degree. I was the first one out of my whole. Yes, I was the first one to get a degree. So my whole mom's side of my family flew down. So I had to graduate. I knew I had to graduate. I struggled, okay, because I knew what I wanted to do, but I knew I needed an education, for that reason alone. So I got my degree, and the people who came before me, like I had people who they graduated before me, and they're like, you can hang that up. You not gonna be on the radio in Atlanta. Like, that's a wrap. You might as well go work for Tyler Perry. That's what we did, because all the people who came before me, they graduated in radio, like mass comm, and they were interested in radio, but they couldn't get on the radio.
Came before you in terms of schooling?
School, yeah. They came before me, so I was reaching out. Me, I'm like, okay, how can I do? I need to be on the radio. And they're like, hang it up. You need to go into go work for Tyler Perry. He's hiring a lot of people right now. That would be a great job for you. I'm like, I don't want to go in production. I don't want to do production. I went to school for radio. So the odds were like against me with that. But God, I don't know.
So
I did
it. But you eventually got into radio.
Yes, I got into radio.
So tell me about radio.
I was working at the beauty supply store when I graduated with my degree. I was working at the beauty supply store in my hometown.
That's a message right there now. Keep going.
I was so embarrassed. I was working at the beauty supply store in my hometown, Clayton County in Riverdale. And I was miserable. Like, I was working there and I'm like, I have this degree. I need to do what I went to school for. So I started going to like events, just random events for radio, this, that, and the third. And I met somebody and they were like, I'm going to introduce you to Scream. And I'm like, who is Scream? And I grew up in Atlanta. I didn't know who Scream was. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. Introduce me to Scream. So he gave me his number and I had one conversation with him like over the phone. And he was like, I like that you're aggressive. I like that you know that you want to be on the radio. Like, meet me here and we're gonna talk more. And where he told me to meet him was a studio. And he is actually major in Atlanta. Yeah. Like, he started Hood Rich. He worked with Gucci Mane. He worked with, every rapper like from Atlanta, he has worked with. Like, he came up with them. So he knows everybody. Mm-hmm. So when I went, I I think he had I can't remember who he had in the studio with him, and I was like, this guy must be like somebody.
Yeah.
So we met, we talked. He was like, gave me the layout of what I would be doing, and he was like, you're hired. Hired in entertainment business means you're not getting paid.
You ain't getting paid. It's free labor. You're
not getting paid, but you hired.
Yeah.
Don't even say hired because you're not getting paid. So, but basically, that's what he said. He said you hired.
So you started working. Now hold on. But you were working in the radio industry in Albany.
In Albany. Yeah, I forgot about that. I was on the radio. It's only
96.3.
96.3.
96.3.
That's where it started. Yeah. I had a Gabriel with the juice.
Give us a little bit of it. Hey, give us your
I don't.
You got to give us the introduction.
Wait. It was a song. I had like a Gucci song playing in the beginning. I heard. Yeah. And look, it was Gabriel with the juice. And I was on campus like, y'all got to listen to my segment. My segment was just like real short, but it was like gossip,
gotcha.
What the entertainment industry was doing. And then, but DJ Trey, everybody knows DJ Trey in Albany.
Right.
He gave me that opportunity. Like I said, I want to work on the radio, but I was doing What's Up Wednesdays on campus. So we met like that. He was like, you're the only female up here. It was a bunch of guys, but I was the only female there. And my professor gave it to me. Like, she's like, you revamp What's Up Wednesdays. That's when you come to the calf. Everybody eat chicken, fried chicken Wednesdays. Everybody comes in. So we start setting up like a DJ booth. I would be on the mic. It would be packed at Albany State on Wednesday. And I'm talking about, you got the Greeks out. Everybody would be out, but I had the mic. And it was like, K-Real. That was my name.
So what's the biggest crowd you stood in front of and pretty much performed in front of?
I'm not gonna lie, Albany State, March Madness or something like that. It was a basketball game. I had never seen that many people before. And I did a homecoming show. I hosted a homecoming show. T-Pain came to the homecoming show, and Albany State paid me to host the homecoming show with T-Pain's sister.
What?
Mm-hmm. So I hosted. Now that was a big crowd, but I think then homecoming was still, you got your events for homecoming you're gonna come to, but March Madness, every basketball, this gonna go up basketball season, but that was a large crowd, and when I literally looked up. I've never been really nervous before, ministry and all that to speak, because I don't think I was very conscious of like, you can just talk. When I tell you I looked up, that was one time I was like,
too. The average church you get a good morning church.
Hallelujah. Elder Court. Hallelujah.
You ain't got to be conscious about how you speak in black church.
Hallelujah. You just say
we gathered here today. All of us.
But when I tell you, I feel like when I was doing that, I didn't have a lot of nerves. But that day, I said, it's a lot of people in here. Yeah. But I hosted March Madness.
So, all right. So fast forward now. You're in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. You're working with Scream. Mm-hmm. And you're working for free.
For free, yeah.
On the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many celebrities did you meet doing that job?
A lot.
Name some of the celebrities that we wouldn't know that you met.
So I've met Offset from the Migos. I've met Janet Jackson.
Janet.
I've met, yeah.
How was Janet?
Soft spoken.
Of course.
She was very sweet. She was sweet. Very quiet.
Really?
Quiet.
Who else?
I've met Money. These are rappers, guys. I've met Moneybagg Yo. I've met
Moneybagg Yo is all like nobody.
Wait, what you know?
Listen, when I get sick of church,
yeah.
When I get sick of church, I do not listen to
I ain't gonna lie.
All like nobody.
That's it. Yeah, I like that song too.
Who else?
Moneybagg Yo. I've met Gunna. I've met Young Thug. I've met a lot. I've met Kim
Kardashian?
No, not Kim Kardashian. Pastor. I've met everybody almost. I'm
Gucci.
not gonna lie. Oh, I met Gucci.
Now, now here's why I'm asking you this
I met
question.
Gucci.
If we go down your timeline, we see all these people, but what you did was you had a T-shirt, Hood and Holy. How did Hood and Holy? Is Hood and Holy your first shirt though?
No. Oh my gosh. Hood and Holy is my best shirt.
Whoa! Wow!
I've had some trash shirts, okay?
What?
Trash.
Holy is your best, not your first.
That's my best, not my first.
And the reason I'm asking that is because I don't think
Bless
people
it.
understand birthing something and creating something. You said Hood and Holy is your best shirt, but it's not your first shirt.
No.
So all these cats out here competing, trying to start stuff. You gotta get ready to fail before you come.
Yeah.
Look. All right, so listen to me. Man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, like I saw this post today of Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones had been a producer since his 20s. Yeah. But he didn't get his debut until he was 50, which was Michael Jackson's Thriller. Yes. He was 50. Jesus. He had been a producer since he was 20 something.
Oh, Father.
So what was your first shirt?
My first shirt, I think my first shirt was college. I will say I've been selling things though. Like when I think back on it, since like middle school. But like my first shirt was like
when you say
college.
Selling things, like what do you mean?
Like candy. I mean, I would find stuff to sell. Like I remember I was on the cheerleading team in middle school.
Man, hold on, stop. We got these people popping up. You ain't never sold nothing a day in your life.
Wait.
And now you selling stuff. You've been selling stuff since you were in middle school.
Yes, yes, I have. Middle school. I mean, literally just stuff. Just selling stuff. Yes, sir.
All right. What was the name of your first shirt?
Everybody Can't Be Real. K-Real with the juice. I had a shirt. Now this is what right now.
Passionate about that.
No, right? Yeah.
Okay, K-Real. Let's do it.
Because look, that was the shirt right there. Everybody, I remember, and Minister Brand, I'm not gonna lie, she has created a lot before. She has created a lot of stuff for me. She's been creating things for me for a while. So
hold on, so. You mean to tell me Brandy was creating before she ever came to this church?
Yes. Everything that I had, most of the logos and like stuff that I had.
I don't know no.
Minister Brand created like when I tell you, that's the person I used to call. Like, hey, can you make sure I can do it. Yeah, always optimistic. Y'all know Minister Brand's optimistic, but she would create everything for me. Everything.
All right. So here's the question. You even had a shirt that had the Crystals logo on it.
Yeah, and that's after, like that was before Hood and Holy, but that was like after college. So college basically showed me that people would wear something with my name on it. And I was so confused. Like I'm like, I wouldn't, back I didn't get it. Now I think about it, but back then I'm like, I'm selling them. I mean, I had a piece of paper, name, size. I didn't even have Minister Brand bought me a book like where you supposed to like actually write it out, like write your orders out. But I had name, size, color, hoodie, and they were wearing K-Real. It said K-Real, and on the back it said Everybody Can't Be Real, because my last name is Israel, so I was playing off that. But Everybody Can't Be Real, and the whole campus had shirts and crew necks and hoodies.
Hold on, I'm blown away. You had a bunch of black young people wearing your name.
It was just my name on the front. The logo was trash. Now that I think about it, it was trash. But everybody, it was just everybody had one. And I was just blown away. I'm like, wow. And then that was my name. K-Real. Nobody called me Kristal. I don't even think nobody knew my name. K-Real. I mean, yeah.
All right. So you've been selling stuff ever since you were a kid. Mm-hmm. You were saying it earlier that you started selling pickles.
Yeah, I was selling like pickles and candy in middle school. I told my dad, like, they don't have the good snacks. Like when I was a cheerleader in middle school, the stand that has like they didn't have good snacks. I was like, Daddy, can you go get me this? And he brought it, and I was 50 cents, $1, and people were buying my
pause. Did you catch that, Brandon? No, you did. Listen to me. They didn't have the good snacks. So you went out and bought the good snacks and sold them.
They told me I couldn't do that when they noticed people were like buying it. What? Like I can remember my dad like arguing with them like, how you gonna, black folk, but yeah.
So hold on, here's the business model. Listen, y'all got to catch this. Y'all got to catch this business model. At 8, she learned this business model. She had this in her mind. It was natural. Identify a problem and create a solution, and now you're in demand. Don't do what people are doing. Do what people are not doing, and you will be in demand. And you learned that at 8 years old. All right, that's you take that and run with that. All right, why are you trying to copy everybody? Stop. Right? Stop doing that and figure out what people are not doing. Now, let's fast forward. How did you come up with Hood and Holy?
So I was in radio. I was still doing radio at the time. I had just joined like Rhema. At the time it was Rhema. I had joined the ministry, and you know what God does. He starts to pull you out of certain industries and areas and away from people. And I just started to have a heavy conviction for like bringing young people to God, because people, when I started in ministry, I would go to the station and the normal lingo wouldn't agree with me anymore.
Shatansi. Thank God. Work it, Holy Spirit.
Pastor.
Move by your power. I'm sorry. I felt the Holy. Y'all didn't feel that? I felt a straight unction. I'm sorry, man. I love God. I love testimonies. Man, this is crazy. Did you hear that?
Pastor.
The language didn't set in my spirit.
It did it. Okay,
keep going.
But seriously though, like on radio shows, y'all know they be having them late night sessions talking about what you would do if, all that stuff. And I just was like, I don't want to talk about that no more.
Wow.
I felt uncomfortable, and I went to Screen and I said, hey, can I do like a, positive segment? Like, I said Jesus now. He was like, well, you know how they be down, and he's speaking from the perspective of that's his job. Right. I'm on his show. He's giving me an opportunity. So he's like, what if you do like a positive vibe? That word,
right? Do
like a positive vibe segment. Right. So he gave me the opportunity to do positive vibes. I think that's what it was called. Mm-hmm. I had that segment. And then I just started to, it was good, but I just wanted to do more, so I started to try to put together my own podcast. And because I had the resources at the time, I could go use like, where rappers would record. I had access to that stuff because I was connected to Screen.
Gotcha.
So I could go to the studio and be like, I want you to come, and we just gonna do a podcast from 1:30 to 2:30, and we're gonna record it and we're gonna put it out. So I got like a team together, all this stuff. And Hood and Holy was originally supposed to be a podcast. It was a podcast. I called Minister Brand. I'm like, I want to do a podcast. These gonna be the segments. We're gonna talk about church. We're gonna talk about how to be young and saved. I mean, I had a list of things that I wanted to talk about, but it was gonna be a podcast, Hood and Holy podcast. And
how long ago was this?
This was like Hood and Holy, like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. 4 years ago? Yeah, maybe 4 years ago.
Okay, keep going.
And
so it was originally supposed to be a podcast.
Because I wanted to do radio.
Right.
So that was what it was. And then after that, it just didn't work out. Like, and Pastor Malcolm attest to this. I had a crew, and she was like, that ain't the crew. They ain't the, because, I wasn't as connected, of course, then, but I had started, and she was just like, nah, you need these people. So it just wasn't coming together.
Gotcha.
And I put it on the shirt. I just put it on the shirt. I don't even know what made me put it on the shirt. I don't know. But after church one day, it was a bench outside of Roswell. You remember that bench?
Yeah.
I sat on the bench. It was a white shirt with red writing. It was trash, actually, because it was peeling off first of all, yeah, it was trash. Mm-hmm. And I took a picture on the bench. Over with.
What happened?
Every comment I need that shirt. 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 Man, where you get that shirt? Where you get that shirt? Whose shirt is that? What shirt? What shirt? I mean, nobody cared. First of all, I thought I was cute in the picture. Ain't nobody stunned me in the picture.
They want the shirt.
They wanted the shirt. So then I put it on a black t-shirt. And that's when it was like, whew, everybody was like, yeah, okay, I want a shirt. So when I did that, it just took off. After that, I just started selling shirts. And
all those celebrities that you were working with, name some of the people that have your shirt.
A lot of people. So I still was in radio at the time, right. And Scream, basically said like, hey, use this as your platform. I know you don't really want to do this anymore. So they guess what they started doing. I'm getting off talk, but they started allowing me to come to like gospel artists interviews, because of course the radio station isn't just hip hop. You got country music, you got gospel music, right. And they started allowing me to. That's how I met Pastor Todd Delaney. I met, the Mans, Tamala Mann, and all of them. Yeah. Because they started inviting me, even though they weren't doing the interviews. They knew the people who were. They started inviting me so I could give my shirts to them, my hoodies to them.
So Todd Delaney has your shirt. Mm-hmm. Tamala Mann, they have the Mans. They have your shirt. Mm-hmm. Who else?
Rappers Waka Flocka, Gucci Mane, Gunna, Offset, K Michelle, Fetty Wap. I gave it to everybody. Like I gave
Jermaine Dupri.
Jermaine Dupri.
He asked you for more shirts.
He asked me for more. He was like, send them here. I mean, Dr. Jamal Bryant. I met a lot of people. We had an engagement, a lot of people there, but then, a lot of people I was giving them away.
All right, stop. So you said I was giving them away.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's talk business.
Okay.
Oh, before we talk business, who was in the picture with President Biden that had your shirt on?
Jermaine Dupri. Mm-hmm. You okay, Pastor?
No, I'm not. Now I got a shirt too.
Pastor, wait. Don't do wait.
I got a Jesus Plug shirt.
Pastor, we love Jesus Plug.
So there's a picture out there with someone they have on your shirt with the current president of the United States.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So you said I gave shirts away. Mm-hmm. Let's talk business, entrepreneurship.
Yes, sir.
How do you start with your product? Is it about the money? Help me, let's do entrepreneurship 101.
Yes, sir.
101. And let me preface by saying this. A lot of times we start off business and we're looking at the money. So what would make you just give things away versus selling it?
Well, first, I mean, I knew the people matter. Like, people matter. Like, although you think it's dope, you think it's hot, I still didn't go by what I thought. And even though I had 1 million comments, I didn't even go by what they thought. I said, it needs to spread. I know it needs to spread in order for it to grow. So if you know them and they don't know you, it ain't hot. I need them to know me. So I knew I had to make shirts and give them away. I have given stuff. People have things from Hood and Holy that I don't even have because I just used to give stuff away. Like, give it, just give it away. And not because they're celebrities, but I did this with a lot people in general, not just, oh, that's T-Pain, I'm gonna give him a shirt. I did it with everybody. So everybody at the radio station had a shirt.
Okay, so you didn't just say, oh, she gave them to celebrities. You gave them to everybody.
I gave them to everybody. My family, I gave shirts away because people, they spread the word. The people spread the word. I mean, marketing, of course, you need it nowadays, but people spread the word. So you have to give it away, and you have to know that when they go to the grocery store, somebody might say, "Where you get that from?" Or airport,
and that's where
or whatever.
You get the money.
That's where you get the money. Yeah, because they're going to spread the word. So that's why, of course, on the back end, you have to have those things in order. But I gave it away.
All right, so let's keep talking here. I want to keep digging here. Mm-hmm. What we see a lot of people doing is trying to monetize immediately.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
Don't do that. Because first off, if it's about the money, it's not going to last with entrepreneurship, because it's such a up and down career. You know, you can't just think you have something unless it's a need. A light bulb is a need. Now, you know, you need a light bulb. You get what I'm saying? You need tires for your vehicle. So they don't have to work. I mean, you have different brands, so you're working in that area, but go outside and see how many people you see driving on the highway with no tires. It's a need.
It's a necessity.
It's a necessity. But a product, you're trying to get people to buy in on a product.
People are not immediately coming to you.
They're not immediately coming, so you have to give them a reason to. And I knew if I gave away 1,000 t-shirts, and I'm just throwing that number out, they were going to say the qualities. They tell you what if the product is good, they gonna tell you. You can't trust yourself. You can't say my shirt is dope. They're gonna say no, it's cheap. The writing is coming. I've had people text me stuff like it faded when I washed it.
Oh.
And I'm like embarrassed. I want to cry because I don't want it to fade. So I have to come back to the drawing board and say, yo, Josh, and that's the person who prints all my, well, at the time it was somebody else, but for now, yo, Josh, they said the t-shirt is fading. Like, can I get a different brand t-shirt? Can we try something else? Because I want the people to be happy, and I want them to be happy to share with their family and their friends that how happy they are to rock the product. It's quality, so I want another one.
All right, so here, give me some advice about my product. Mm-hmm. I think my product is dope. Mm-hmm. Do I need to be calling people saying when you gonna buy my product?
No, don't do that. Don't do that. The first thing I would say, if you think your product is dope, the first thing I would say, go to whoever is leading you or whatever and ask them if they think it's something you should invest in. That's something that I've never done. I because I didn't have a leader, you know, I was on my own. So, you know, but if I could go back, I would say, Pastor, you know, do you think I should sell this? Like, is this something that I should do? Or
somebody that's influential in your life.
Exactly, that you trust, right? Okay, they say yes. That's still not a yes. The people are going to test it. So then you give it to 10 people. And if they say, you know, I love it, I like it. No, I would say post it first. I would say post it. Now we have social media, post it. Okay, 20 people say they're going to buy it. Only 8 really going to buy it, y'all. Okay. Not 20. Okay. So 8 people buy it, right? Cool. Then you ship it to them. You give it to them. Oh. Once you give it to them, if you don't get any feedback, I would say go back to the drawing board, because when people love something, people have texted me. I have shipped things off. They won't stop sending pictures, texting me. Like, my mama want one. My sister want one.
Oh, that's so. Oh,
my brother want a hoodie because he about to go back to college.
Oh, that's crazy.
And my mama want the shirt because she going to work out, and she said she got to tell her. That's how you know. The people tell you if it's quality, if it's something that you should do.
All right, so we got to help the church, though. We got to help the church, because I think sometimes relationships in church, they keep you from receiving truth.
Yeah.
It's easier to tell somebody that you'll never see again, hey, this is trash. But when you're in church, people tend to be very supportive, and then they go behind your back and say, it was, you know, this is not good, so forth. So how do I, specifically people that's selling in church, and you think that's your audience, the church is your audience, whatever, because you've literally had 2 audiences, hood and holy.
Yes, sir.
You've had a certain group of people that's not in church, and you've had the church. All of them have rallied around your product. If I'm in church, how do I know if my product is good? Or do I need to start branching out
yeah,
for truth outside of the church and my circle?
Yeah, I would say one thing that you should do is never say you have an audience. You won't grow saying you have an audience. Like when I say that, I mean, of course you have a demographic. You like, okay, I know ladies, this is going to be this. But if you are depending on one group of people to buy a product, that's not good entrepreneurship. Because one group of people, you can't really succeed with one group of people. You want to be able to say, the church loves me. The hood, depending on what you're selling, the hood loves me. 18-year-olds love me. 50-year-olds love me. 20-year-olds love me. The 14-year-olds love me. They want my product too. That's how you know. And you won't have everybody. This is depending on the product. Depending on the product. But I would never just say the hood is my only audience. I don't even want that, because if you're trying to grow and expand, you don't want one audience. You want everybody to be able to relate, or that you want a need for your product. You want everybody. If if the church is your only audience, then I don't know if that's I personally wouldn't.
What I say to people is this: you will never become a millionaire focusing on your church.
Yeah.
If your church.
Yes.
I think if your product is church centered, let's go outside of my church. I'll never be a millionaire at my church.
Yes, that's true.
I can start shopping my product to the church.
Yes.
And even the church is still limited, because white church members may not draw to your product.
Exactly.
So I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Figure not putting your eggs in one basket.
Yeah. Because you have products, and of course, you have products for a specific group of people, but you do just want to be able to look at it and say, hey, I have this group and this group and this group. That's or right. At least start creating more. Because think about people who are entrepreneurs. They don't just, most people, they have a product, but they develop develop another product. You listen to people's stories. Because
you started off with shirts. And what have you evolved into?
Workout gear, hats. I mean, my workout gear, if I could stay in that lane, that was a lot of money for me. Workout gear was a lot of money for me.
Okay, now pause. Now let's get into something, because we don't have a lot of time. But hold on, this is my podcast. I can keep going. All right, so let me ask this. I want to get in your business. You said that was a lot of money for me. Have you made a lot of money? Have you pocketed a lot of money from Hood and Holy?
Pastor, I have never paid myself. Ever.
Why?
I didn't have a pastor at the time when I first started. I didn't know. But seriously though, I never knew to pay myself. And the money that I was getting in one season, I was living off of the money. So you have bills, you have these things you have to pay with it. And I did in one season, I was living off of Hood and Holy. Like, it was providing for me at that magnitude. I was good. And then in one season, you just put more money back into the business. You want to see it grow. You want to see it grow. And then you had that season where you're giving everything away, and it's like you're really not making any money, So I still don't see my business. I don't see it as if I can do that right now. Like, I'm still building, and it still has so many needs. I still have so many needs. My business has so many needs. Like, I could name a list of 20 things. Like, I spoke with Minister OJ today, and I'm like, what should I do with this? Like, this is what I have, but this is what I need. Like, can you tell me what I can do with what I have? So I've just never.
Okay, what would you do differently if you would have started? Let's go back to the day you started. Knowing what you know now, what are 3 major things you would do differently?
I would have gotten me a Minister OJ, somebody to work my money.
Because you were doing it yourself.
Child. I was doing it myself, and I was doing it wrong, sir.
Oh,
I was doing it wrong.
You were doing it wrong. So you suggest no matter how much money you're bringing in, let's say. So hold on now. Let's be clear for the audience. Let's be clear. Hold on. Let's go to commercial. How many people on real quick? Tell me how many numbers we got. 57. Hey man, y'all do me a favor. Y'all like, share, and tag. If you want to sponsor an episode on Bandwidth, I need you to inbox me at Bandwidth. Inbox me at Bandwidth. I want you to, and when I say sponsor, if you have a business and you say, hey, I want you to promote my business on your podcast, sponsor an episode. This episode will be sponsored by you, and we will let everyone know that you sponsored it, and we will point people. We will push your business on this episode. The other thing is, if you say, hey, can you talk about A, B, C, and D, or interview this person? I may or may not do it, but I want to consider it. We want to talk about the things that you want to hear about, right? So I need you to do that. So just inbox Bandwidth as soon as you can. And if you want to sponsor an episode, inbox me again. Let's say I only made $25. And it's the first day I sold a shirt. Do I need to get an accountant?
Yes.
Wow.
Get one today. Yes.
So you're saying don't do your own money if you're not good in that area.
If you are not good in that area, do not do your own money. Now, some people are,
sure,
but most people need someone to work the money.
All right. So that's number one. What's the second thing?
Something that I didn't do that I wish I would have done. I wish I would have stuck to maybe one or two products, because what people don't know is you lose money venturing out. Most people expand when they have the funds to expand.
Oh,
so I had an original hoodie, right?
I need to stop saying "oh" like that, because Omicron is out, and that's we can't say that.
Pastor,
we can't say that.
You can say that, Pastor. That's your thing. You can say it.
Yeah, but I'm saying that when I heard myself say it back, I'm like, man, you reminding people about what's happening in society
of COVID.
Yeah, we do more positivity.
See, look.
Yeah, you can. So keep going about branching out.
So yes, so for example, I had an original hoodie. That's what we call an original hoodie, is the burnt orange hoodie. That was the first hoodie I ever sold. I've never sold any hoodie as much as I've sold that hoodie. That was my first hoodie I ever dropped, sold, whatever. But what I realized, like, doing, because I've ventured off to so many things, I've done swimsuits, like all types of things. What I realized is anytime I post or I say I'm dropping that hoodie, I get the most sales I've ever gotten. They ran out of the color, so I've been kind of, whatever. But the less you do, the more you can see how in demand you are. And when the funds start to build up, you can then venture off to grow and expand your business.
So it's levels to this.
It's definitely levels. Jesus, I wish I would have knew about the levels, but it's levels.
All right, give me one more thing that you said you would do differently.
I would also get one or two committed people. Now, granted, entrepreneurs, they say as an entrepreneur, you have to be good at everything. You have to know about everything. You should be knowledgeable.
Good at everything. It's not necessarily a requirement.
It's not a requirement. I think you should be knowledgeable about everything that you do. But I also think if you have people who can do some of the things that you aren't great at, go and they love you and they're passionate about your business and seeing you develop and grow and all of those things, bring those people on board. Don't try to always do it by yourself. Don't do it by yourself.
You said something earlier about you lived off of the proceeds. Would you do that again?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. I would not unless, and I have to make everything spiritual because I love the Lord. If your pastor has released you to do something, or your spiritual leader has released you to do something, yes, because they see it, but if I could go back from a business perspective, I would never do that. I would, and listen, these days, people aren't making triple the income and then being entrepreneurs. I mean, we live in a different world. Like, you don't have to make triple the income. Some people have a product or something that they're selling in, or a podcast, and they're making money off of these things, and they don't have to make triple the income, and then they leave their job, and then they, what I'm saying? Because that's what they say.
Go back, explain that, because yeah, you're right. When you say making triple the income, mm-hmm. You mean you're talking about transitioning before you take care of yourself. Before you start taking money from the business to take care of yourself, wait until you make triple the income. You're saying that you don't have to do that
nowadays. A lot of people don't do it, but they say that you should. The smart thing, they say you should make double or triple your income before you go into entrepreneurship, to make sure that your bills are covered, to make sure that if you have any emergencies, you can have those funds there available.
Gotcha. So what you're saying, so explain why you say you don't have to do that these days.
Because social media gives us another level of access and exposure. You can do things from social media, and you can go up and whatever. But I would say, from what I've learned is, and I had a few good jobs, that I left to do Hood and Holy. And at the time I shouldn't have. At the time I should have stayed, and I should have worked the job, got up, went to work, and worked the business and invested in the business. Because I could have had so much money. I have, but that's how I know Hood and Holy, God will always make you relevant, because I thought it was done.
Okay, now you're messing with something else now. So, are you being the CEO of Hood and Holy? Mm-hmm. Have you had more encouragement about it or discouragement about it?
From people, or you're saying
just yourself, just looking at it, having to deal with everything?
Discouragement. I wanted to quit 2 weeks ago. I'm just playing, but no, I didn't. No, it's discouraging. I think it's business is tough. People sometimes I cringe hearing the word entrepreneur, because I know the battles you go through as an entrepreneur. Like, I know the ups and the downs. I know that I've been, and I'm just going to be transparent, Pastor. Like, I've had to choose, like, am I going to do this or am I going to do that?
Do this or that? What you mean?
Bills. Eat, business is tough. If you're in it, if you're giving all your money, your time, your resources to your business, sometimes you're gonna say noodles over, and that's the part that I didn't have to do, but I did it because I thought that was the best way, versus saying I keep my job, I work my job, I have food, I have clothes, I have money for my bills, and guess what? I can also put the money into my business, and then grow. But I didn't know. I was a one-track mind.
All right. So how do I know that I can live off of my business?
When you're bringing in, first of all, when you are in demand.
When you're in demand.
That's number one.
When you're in demand.
When you're in demand, you can, it'll never stop.
So you said this word demand. Okay, so let's talk about pricing.
Okay.
How do I know what to charge people? Do I need to charge people? Because I'm an entrepreneur as well.
Yes, sir.
I want to pick your brain about this. If I'm an entrepreneur, mm-hmm. and I'm not in demand, mm-hmm. do I need to charge market price?
No, stop doing that. No, and I say that because it's like, I've always felt like people had to tell me, you not charging enough. And I used to be like, yes, I am. $10 is enough. They used to be like, Kristal, you're not charging enough. You're in demand. You know, people come and ask for Hood and Holy. You're in demand. I didn't even know I was in demand. Like, I was like, it's not enough. You know, I mean, I enough people don't want it. And people would tell me, like, people who have fruit in that area would tell me, you're in demand, sweetie. You need to charge more. And I still to this day, you know, I'm breaking out of it, but it can be uncomfortable charging prices because you just, you know, when you love people, you just like, just take it. Like, you know, you don't have to do this, but you have to charge. And when you're starting off, you really shouldn't be charging anything. You should be giving more than you're charging people.
Okay. So how do I know what to charge?
I would say research it. Research what people, your favorite brands. We all have our favorite brands, you know, research what they're charging. I went to Target one day and all the ladies love Target. We love Target now. I went to Target and I saw that they were charging $33 for a bag. And I said, people paying $50 for my bag. I'm in demand.
You're in demand.
Yeah.
So if I'm trying to get to your level,
mm-hmm.
Let's use that as an example. I want to be practical because
mm-hmm.
you know me. I need practicality. I have a bag. It's a brand new bag.
Mm-hmm.
That's my product, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to Target and I see a $30 bag,
mm-hmm.
and then I look at Hood and Holy, and she's doing $50 bag,
mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I know mine good, and I got
mm-hmm.
a few people that saying yours good. Even
mm-hmm.
somebody said yours better than Hood and Holy.
Mm-hmm.
Do I charge $50?
No.
So do I need to charge 25, 35, or 55? I
say you can do, you should make some type of profit depending on what your product, how much you purchase your product for. You should make it. It just depends on what the people are saying. Do the people want the product? Now, if you have 10 people buying it, okay, you could charge about, you know, $20. Say I get my bags for $16, mm-hmm. right? And I know that I'm not really in demand, but I want to sell. I think I need to sell. I would do like maybe $30. Try to see, you know, just to see if people are going to purchase it for $30. Now, if you see 50 people purchase it for $30, okay, you don't need to charge $30 because $30. 50 people means 100 people really want it. They just haven't seen it yet.
Whoa! You see, I changed this from
Yeah.
Whoa, son! Get up out of here, Marion. Yeah. Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, that means
50 other people.
They want it. They just haven't seen it. They don't know about it. Yeah.
Now, when I get the profit, when you say I need to make a profit, I think when people hear that, they say, oh, I need to make a profit. Is it what do I do with the profit?
Put it back into the business.
Don't get no sandwich off of it.
Don't get a sandwich. Ooh, Father, don't get a sandwich, y'all. I felt that one. Don't get a sandwich. Put it back in the business, and then and then you start to pay yourself. You know, you taught me that, Pastor. You taught me that, Chris, it's time for you to pay yourself. It's time for you, no matter what, it's time for you to pay yourself. You had to tell me that. I've never paid myself off of anything that I've made, ever.
What are some of the mistakes you see people doing? We got to go, man. This is too crazy. We got to go. What are some of, I have 3 more questions.
Okay.
Can I ask 3 more?
Yes, sir.
What are some of the mistakes you see people doing as it relates to entrepreneurship? When you look at what people are doing, when you see it on social media, what's some of the mistakes you see that you actually cringe? You cringe when you see it. Yeah, you cringe when you see it. What's some of the things you say?
Marketing.
Talk to me about it.
Please. Marketing nowadays, if you're not going to do the footwork, you know, I think when I think marketing, I don't even think social media. I still think what the rappers used to do, how they used to go down to old National and plaster their faces over the leg work. I think leg work when I think marketing, but now, you know, you do have social media. Okay. So you could do marketing. You can do that type of marketing and you can do social media marketing. But if you're going to invest in the product, selling it, giving it to people, stand behind it, say it's dope. I need you to buy it. Your marketing needs to be A1.
So hold on, let me translate. You said if you gonna stand behind your product and say it's dope, your marketing needs to be what?
A1.
Now, what Cause we gon' I don't care about nobody's feelings. you trash, your garbage. You see what I'm saying? Listen, somebody need to tell us.
Yes,
somebody
sir.
need to tell us. And I'm your, and see, that's why nobody asked me about their product.
I asked you, sir.
Yeah, I know. That's why you doing what you're doing. Because if you call me right now, you say, "What do you think about my product, my marketing?" Mm-hmm. I'm not. Listen, I don't like you anyway. I don't care about your feelings. I'm gonna be like, "Yo, this junk is trash. Fix this, right?" Because we're trying to make the money.
Yeah.
So we don't care about that. We don't care about nobody's feelings. Tell me what you see. What's bad marketing?
Let's start with getting with a professional, somebody who you know, does marketing. If you like their product, Pastor, I used to be in people DMs. There's a lady named Ming Lee, right? I'm still on marketing, but I'm switching the subject. It's a lady in Atlanta named Ming Lee. She sells hair. She's known for doing some of the best. She sells hair, but she did full-blown movies, commercials. I mean, it's like I'm watching a production and she just sells hair. I'm watching a production, but she just sells hair though. I mean, she's like in Atlanta, she's like the standard. I mean, she doesn't have to do that anymore, but back then she would do movie productions, commercials, hair, people coming out the car, the hair hit the ground first, and it just makes you want to buy the hair. But she took it to another level. She got creative with her product. You know what I'm saying? She got creative. And I'm sure she asked people, don't trust yourself with anything as an entrepreneur. I don't trust me with nothing. I text Minister Brand all the time. Should I post this? What does this look like? Is this ugly?
Oh, no, I missed that.
How you make a reel? How you do this? I know she's sick of me. I don't care. I text her all the time because I know she knows about it. And soon as I get my bread up, Minister Shanice, I'm coming to you. So
you're saying don't trust yourself.
I don't trust myself with marketing. Now, if you're creative, now I've always been creative. I've always known, I know people will like this, but I still brought people in to help me. Like, I feel like I know, because some people are creative. Some people just are creative. You know what people like. You see it, you can replicate it. Cool. But I still used to bring people in to help me, make it happen. So your product you need help. Let's start there. That's number one. You need help. You can't do it on your own.
Can't do it on your own.
You cannot do it on your own. Number two, make your product look the best it can look. If you're trying to sell a bottle of water, what can make this look amazing? How can I make this look amazing? Not what I think
is amazing,
but the people. What would the people like? What does the professional say? If you know a professional, if you know somebody who's good at it. I used to be in people DMs like, hey, how did you do this? People with dope marketing. Like I used to DM. I know if I ever meet some of these people, I'm like, just check your DM from 5.
I say that all the time.
10 years ago.
Listen, I've DM'd so many pastors.
These cats, they don't respond.
Like, they don't respond now. But if I meet them, I'm they'll be like, man, I've never met you. No,
they
check
don't
your
respond
DM.
now.
I promise you. You know me.
You know, right?
You ain't seen it because I always go and see if you're
right.
But I'm on that same tip, man. I don't believe me.
I don't believe
people
me.
Like, oh, you're this, and oh, your church is this. I don't listen to none of that.
Yeah.
I go and ask the people who do this.
Who do it.
They are better than me.
Yeah.
Man, keep talking,
or you just, or if you have the team or whatever, you just send it to them like, let's do this. You just recreate it, because that's what creativity is. It's just recreating. You're just recreating everything, So you want to make sure your product looks the best that it can. You want to make sure the water bottle is beautiful. You want to say, what makes this water bottle better than the other water bottle?
Gotcha.
Why should you buy this water bottle? Because think about it, 1 million people have t-shirt brands. God really just blessed me because of the phrase. I put the phrase on anything. Old people, young people are going to like it. But I still have to make my marketing. I have to, and I get with Eb. Eb is my person. Wow. Eb is my person. I'll text, and I had to have a conversation with Eb. Like, if I try to post this, tell me it's trash. I text Eb the other day. I said, should I post this? She said, don't post that.
Wow.
That's the team. Eb, she the team.
Wow.
Outside of Eb, of course, Minister Brand, whatever, but Eb is the team, and I give her that. I say you have control.
Wow.
In that area.
So you've given her the space.
Yeah.
To correct you.
Oh, Father God, because she got the eye. I think I got the eye, maybe, but she can go to the computer right now and create something that I can't.
Oh my God.
So I can't overstep her in that area. Who am I? I can't do that.
Wow.
She has the eye. So yeah, I told her, I said, if it's trash, you need to text me and say, take it down, or don't post that, or, you know, whatever. And she's like, okay.
So that's what it means to really have a team.
Yeah. You really not the boss. I mean, you the boss, but you really not the boss because you're not good at everything, you know?
Oh.
So.
My God.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go, man.
Yes,
but
sir.
before we go.
Okay.
The biggest mistake, and I know about this, but I want to talk about it. How many people are watching right now? Two questions. 48 and 2 questions. One question I think would be good. Okay. How much time should a person put in between the idea? How much time? Oh, you got to slow down because you ain't got no mic. I got the mic. They got to hear the question. They got to hear the question. How much time should a person put in between the idea and the launch? How much time should a person put in between the idea and the launch? So like today, I have an idea. I want to do a t-shirt. I want to open a hair store. Okay. How much time do I need to put in or what do you do? So before I launch. So what do you do in between? How much time, effort, thought should you apply between the time you have an idea and your launch? So for example, God gives me an idea on Monday. Should I be launching Tuesday? All right, talk to him.
I would say there are a few steps. You know, you want to make sure the product is needed, is dope, is necessary. You don't want to go, if you see hood and holy, you don't want to go, which people have done, put I'm too hood for this and I'm more holier than this. There's no need for that. Somebody has already created it, that particular phrase or whatever. You know, you want to make sure the product, you need it. Can it sell? You know, that's why I said you have to have people who you trust. You have to go to people before you even put thought into the product, before you put money into it, is this a good idea? That's the basic that you want to ask yourself. It's a lot of Christian brands, you know, but what
if God told me? Can I answer that?
Yeah, go ahead, because you the pastor.
She about to say.
I had to stop.
When I get in trouble for saying this, Lord,
this guy gonna strike me. Go
ahead. Here's my answer to that. You don't know if God told you.
Yeah.
You don't know. Mm-hmm. So to verify this, I need to do what you just said. Mm-hmm. Put as much time researching. Mm-hmm. Asking questions.
Yes.
Not looking for a yes, but looking for a truth. Then going back after I feel like I've heard from God and I've done the footwork. Mm-hmm. It's not enough to go off of, I got a prophetic word.
Right.
Or God told me. I still have to do the footwork. Mm-hmm. I would ask 25, 30 people. I would have meeting after meeting, research after research, because what God told you, hear me, what you translated from what you say, okay, this is what God said, may not be exactly that. Yeah. But after time, effort, research, study, careful consideration, all of those things, you may find out, oh, what I thought he was saying was actually this and not that. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm saying don't just jump off of that.
Yeah.
All right. So give me a time frame. Give me a time frame. Say, okay, to do all the necessary steps. Because the question was, how much time?
How much time?
What's the time frame in your experience? Everything, listen, most of what we're saying is subjective information.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion?
If you know the product is going to work, all of this, I would say at least 6 months.
6 months before I launch.
Yeah.
So do grind.
Do grind.
6 months before you launch.
Yeah, because if I had the opportunity to like go back, you know, I would do the leg work. I would do the I would do all of that before I launched the product. I would have done everything before, finances, bank account, LLC. I would have done all of that before I launched. But you know, sometimes it doesn't work out like that.
Now we gotta talk. So here's my last question, and then we gotta go.
Yes, sir.
We're done. The biggest mistake you made in doing this. You're currently facing some legal issues.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that.
Well, someone trademarked Hood and Holy. So that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Because a LLC is cool, you know, but the trademark is like, it's mine, you know. So trying to get it back. Trying to get it back.
Right now you're fighting to get it back.
Yes. Yes, sir.
So would you say that's the biggest mistake you made?
Yes, because I did that on my own. I did it on my own. I went to YouTube. First of all, the first thing the man said was, don't do this on your own if you don't know. Child, I don't listen. I did it on my own, and I tried to do it on my own, and I jacked it up, and I spent money trying to get it off the ground, trying to trademark it, because you have to invest in that part of it. And then when you jack it up, you got to invest in that part of it too, to go back and do it, you know? So yeah, I tried to do it on my own, and I never went back because I just, you know, you can't be good at everything. And somebody got to it before me. So
here it is. You've been doing this for years, and this person trademarked it and pretty much can say, this is mine.
Right. Yes, sir.
So do you have the proof that this is yours before that person?
Yes, I do. Of course, because you can go back and you can trace it.
But now you got to have the money to even get lawyers to even fight this stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was discouraging, but it's like, it's not gonna. I can't stop people from recreating it. You know.
How many people have tried to recreate Hood and Holy?
If I get one more text, everybody. I mean, it's a new design every day, and even when I reach out to some of these people, they're like, "Is there a reason that you're reaching?" Yes, it looks just like what I have. You know, and people just try to act so crazy, like they don't know. But people try to recreate it. But I had to learn. Every person who's created something, somebody else. You look at H&M, Forever 21. You look at Steve Madden and all the major shoe companies. They hate him. They hate Steve Madden because he recreates shoes at a lower price, and people love him. You know, they look like the higher brands, right. You know, but so it's you can't stop that. You can't stop people from recreating. You just need to own it.
You just gotta own it.
You need to own it.
And so you're saying if you can go back, that's what you would have put your efforts into first.
Yes, because I knew. People told me. I may not have known I didn't know. You know, that's personal, but people told me that's gonna blow up.
That's gonna blow up.
So when I heard that from 50 people, I should have invested in trademarking it or getting a lawyer to do it for me, you know, but I didn't, you know,
So now as you are selling your stuff, you're also in legal, in a legal battle to save Hood and Holy.
Yes, sir. Basically.
How does that make you feel?
Pissed off. Because you can't go back, but, you know, you have to believe in your brand as much as other people do. Because if I feel like if I would have believed in it as much as everybody else, I would have been more serious about getting a lawyer to go through that process for me, you know, instead of me trying to do it by myself or whatever. I didn't think that it was like it. I was just like, people just talking. People just talking every year, not every day, every year, because it has lasted every year. People just talking.
Look, man, we believe in Hood and Holy.
Yes, sir.
It's a phenomenal brand, and your church is behind you.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna figure out
a way. Church.
We're gonna figure out. We hope you do, because we spend a lot of money on this.
I love my church. I love my church. Okay.
They love Hood and Holy more than they love my preaching.
Pastor, that is not true.
By the way, I still ain't forgot encountered that when I asked y'all what I preached last Sunday. Couldn't nobody.
It's about the word, sir. It's about the word.
Somebody listen. I said, so what did I preach about? Somebody said, I said, what did I preach about Sunday? I promise you.
No.
Somebody said, they said a message that I preached during the pandemic. I said, I ain't said nothing about that in a year. Man. So just know people support you, dog.
Oh my gosh.
But I want to say this, whatever we can do to assist you in this fight, we got you. Yes, because you can't lose this.
Yes, sir.
This is phenomenal. It's like what Minister OJ said a couple of days ago. She said, "Hood and Holy is just like a Nike."
Wow. Oh.
It's just like a Nike.
Wow.
You know, and so we're praying for you. We're behind you. We support you. How can we, if we want to buy some stuff, how can we find you?
www.hoodandholy.store. Now, my church supported me last Sunday at the pop-up shop. So, you know, I'm almost out of merch right now, but I'm restocking everything. And it's going to be a lot more on my site. But that's how you can find shirts, what I have right now on the site, and then social media at @hoodandholy_. And then my social media. And we're also on Etsy, guys. Hood and Holy is on Etsy. So check that out as well. So, yeah.
And every third and fourth Sunday, Hood and Holy, Got Pocket, and Got Pocket don't even know this yet.
I mentioned it a little bit, just a little bit, yeah.
Okay, cool. So when you walk in church and Encounter, we'll have 2 stores.
Yes, sir.
Because our lobby is about to be our store.
Yes, sir.
And you're going to be over that.
Yes, sir.
Man, I enjoyed this.
Pastor, I am so grateful.
God.
Bandwidth blowing up.
Now it's blowing up because you've been on here.
Pastor, it was already... Pastor, man, why you always do that?
Look, y'all, I love you, man. I hope you got something from this. Y'all support me. All I need is 30 more listens.
Yes.
To get to 500 downloads. Y'all, man, thank you so much. I love you guys. Thank you for the support, man. We got to support each other, yo.
Yes, sir.
I'm praying and wishing you the best in 2022. Whatever you do, don't forget to be a lion.